And what about for you? What do you do in your downtime when you're not teaching, when you're not organizing, when you're not, coaching? What do
Oh,
you do for your free time?
I spend a lot of time with my daughter and my husband. It's just going to the beach because now I live. I've been living in Florida on the East Coast, very close to the water, for over 11 years now. And in Dijon, my hometown, there's no ocean around, so I do appreciate simple things. I would say, my friends and my family. I mean, as much as I can because they're in France. But nothing very special. I love working out. That's something that I've taken back from from my career. I've always been a fan of the workout thing because I think it clears your mind and you just feel so good. I mean, there's all these things that go with it that will always be a part of my life. But beside that is friends and enjoying, good times.
How did you get connected with the Spirit? Is this the first time that you
Yes.
have been a part of it? How did that come about?
The federation, the French Federation, asked me to come and be the captain for the team. I said, yes, let's do it. Being my first year working with the Federation, it's very important that I get to see very different aspects of what we do here in America. And being here this week is obviously you never know what you got to expect, but I'm so happy for, we have 2 young girls this week because there's 2 guys obviously and two girls, and these young girls are 15 years old, and the Federation made the choice to send 2 15 years old, and it was the best thing ever because I think for them they're really, really talented, and it's such a blast to be able to play on such a golf course. The golf in France is quite different, or in Europe, and for them to be here with the quality of a tournament like this, it just, I think, will add up to their expectation and what they have to reach for. But they are doing good. They're doing really good.
What's your role with them as a captain? You're not obviously their coach, but you're here to kind of help and oversee and guide and impart wisdom.
Well, yeah, I actually knew the girls, but not from a coaching aspect at all. I've met them once or twice, here and there. The guys I didn't know at all. I knew their names and I did communicate with them before coming here, but I've never seen them play golf. So, and it's a tournament, so it's kind of, first is to create the atmosphere. I just think as a captain, you just have to be there to support. I think really as a coach, the word that comes to my mind first, before any kind of work, is support. Is to feel, make them feel that you care, and that you're there to listen, and just give them, the strength, to go for it, and always be very, supportive of and positive about whatever happens. And of course, we do some work, and if I can help them technically, and give them insight about, like they asked me the other day, so tell us about your career, and they hear things, and then 2 days after they tell you, oh yeah, when you did that, well that's right, and it's kind of, so they just put it together, and it's a long road to go for them because they're only starting their careers. But if I can just feel like I can help and put little stones in their house, in their building, I'd be just happy,
And because this is your first time at the Spirit, because you were an amateur yourself,
yes.
What does the Spirit represent to you, to your team, internationally? What does it allow? What does it afford the this community to be able to have a tournament like this, a championship like this? That's on this kind of level as an amateur?
There's different aspects of the tournament that are very exceptional, exclusive, from any other tournaments, and that's what makes it, first the name, Spirit. It's like no other tournament we call itself Spirit because there's really a spirit over here. It goes from the whole area, I think, the atmosphere you feel. It's like, yeah, there's a special thing going on here. It's definitely when you step in and you see and how they care and how they are like come all together, all the volunteers, the sponsors that gather around this Spirit. And when you first come, you know, day after day, you feel like you're getting into that circle. But at first you're like looking, and then, you know, we sing and we do dances, but I'm sure by the end of the week, we kind of, no, I don't want to leave anymore, you know? So this is, from a very global aspect, that's what I would say is very impressive. And obviously they're trying to do a lot of work, you know, on the charity side. I mean, that's really what America for me is all about. But it's, and then the level of play, you know, getting countries together. I think for anybody playing for your country, it's the best thing that you can do ever. So getting a tournament on the opposite years of the World Championship is great, because that's how you create experience and memories for these young kids to grow as the best golfers they can become in the future.
My last question is for you personally. After your long and very successful career and what you're doing right now for your country, what you're doing right now for, you know, in captaining and coaching and raising up, what's your legacy that you hope to leave behind for those who come and stand on your shoulders? What do you hope that you paving the way will have done for golf and for young women and young men?
Probably what I've learned, my biggest lesson in golf was, and that's the way I succeeded, is that golf is probably the best way, I believe, to grow as a person, and that every day you learn, and that it's not about, you know, the mistakes you make as mistakes, is what you can learn from them and how you're going to use them to get to your goal and get better. And that's what I've learned in my career, very globally, is what I've been, you know, striving for, and that really helped me go through the ups and downs of high-level sport.
If you could give a piece of advice to a new golfer, a young one or an old one, what would that advice be in their path and in their journey?
I would say to learn the game very quickly, learn the basics, the fundamentals, learn the concept of golf, because obviously there's a side of golf that can be a little overwhelming, with, you know, the movement, the swing and all that. And I think today, find a teacher that really loves the game, that's passionate about it, that will listen to you and teach you fundamental things, not too many, just what you need to learn to enjoy the game.